A Dallas couple's continued efforts to help wounded veterans returning from Iraq has put them in the national spotlight. This Sunday's Extreme Home Makeover highlights a series of nearly unbelievable tragedies that have beset the family of one veteran, and what a pair of dedicated workers have done to get him a new home. News 8's Byron Harris has the story.
Like spokes on a wheel, our experiences can make us stronger if we have the courage to deal with them.
Okay, here we go.
Nobody lives that lesson better than the Westbrook family. Gene Westbrook's 15-year career in the Army took him to Iraq.
I didn't even hear a boom. I just knew something happened. The mortar around the shrapnel punctured my lungs to where I couldn't talk or yell or nothing.
Gene became a triplegic with little use of his right hand and no use of his legs. He and his family soldiered on in their tiny house in Lawton, Oklahoma. But Gene's disability would only be their first setback. Last year, the family had a car accident, changing their lives forever again.
When I opened my eyes, I think I was sitting straight up and down, and the van was on its ceiling.
Daughter Katie was hanging from her seatbelt.
Her liver got shoved up in her diaphragm, and her kidney was basically hurt bad enough that they needed to take it out. They could not repair it.
Worse for son James. He can no longer walk and is confined to a wheelchair like his father, who did not escape injury either. Gene was thrown through the windshield, suffering a head injury.
This family's not dealing just with one handicap member, but with two.
If kindness is the antidote to tragedy, it comes in the person of Janet Brady of Dallas. She runs Adopt a Soldier Now to help servicemen and women. She was especially touched by the Westbrook story.
Peggy Westbrook, to me, is the epitome of a military wife. I think that she's a role model for every woman out there. She never griped, she never complained.
Peggy wanted a new house that could handle two wheelchairs. One solution seemed obvious. Extreme Home Makeover selects worthy families from across the country and redoes their homes to suit their needs. But persuading Extreme to adopt the Westbrooks was like winning the lottery. That's where Jimmy Langkop came in. He produced a series of videos on the Westbrooks' plight.
That led Sergeant Gene Westbrook to volunteer for duty in Iraq.
Jimmy and Janet also gathered hundreds of signatures in the Lawton area in support of the case, and it all got shipped off to Hollywood. The outcome now stands just where the Westbrooks' old house used to stand.
There were probably 600 people here on site 24/7.
It was all built in just 1 week. Beautiful, absolutely, but more important,
I can take showers now, roll-in shower. I can actually cook. I can actually go through the kitchen and I can eat at the table.
You know, how do you thank somebody who's changed your life like that, who's come in and cared for you and your family, just at a drop of a hat changed everything to help you? And Janet did that, you know, and she was the force behind the Extreme Makeover in getting it for us, and has made that big difference in our life. Janet has made the difference.
all signs of a great house. As the Westbrooks teach by example, though, what makes it a home is the people who live there. Byron Harris, Channel 8 News.
And you can see the Westbrooks' new home and hear more about their story on Channel 8 Sunday at 7 p.m. And it'll also be a big day for Janet Brady and Jimmy Langkop, too. They'll be getting married.
You know, after this week, we needed a story like
Yes.
that.
Yeah, we did. Congratulations to all.
To everybody.
I love that show.